Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Let's go. Oh, BMore4Real. We in the building. Let's go. Each and every single Wednesday, we got your weekly dose of reality, rated R for reality. We got.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm your co-host, first of all, OMG Danny.
BMore4Real.
And we got a special guest with us, DJ Aladdin, the Prince. Let's go ahead
yeah,
man. Let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. Okay.
Welcome. Appreciate you for being here, man. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. How was your day, big brother?
Oh, today's good, man. I'm blessed. I can't complain. You know, went to work. You know, do the morning show Monday through Friday. Produced that, so I get started early, man. 4:30 in the morning. Get to work by 5:30.
Make sure y'all check that out.
You know
4:30 in the morning.
Hey,
wow.
Man. Yeah, it'd be nonstop all day.
Yes.
That's quite the schedule,
Hey,
man. We appreciate you, man.
We here tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Real conversations. That's what we do, man. We appreciate you for stopping by the cast. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We got BMore4Real moment. Of course, we got you here, so you're going to be the center focus of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, with all that being said, how did you even come into the DJ life and where you at right now?
Radio, man. Right. We'll give you this short Cliff Notes version. Man, I've always loved music and always wanted to do something with music. As a kid, my first hobby was collecting records. So, like at the age of 3, my father would take me to the record store. I would, you know, pick out one album a week, and that's what I did. So, like, my father taught at Howard University. I would bring my record player up there. I'd be playing music for the kids. Like, I was putting them on the Bob Marley early. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, full circle moment. Just kind of, I had the opportunity to go to Bowie State University. And I walked past the radio station one day, and it was just like, you know, how in the movies, like you had the bright lights, and you hear that, I swear for God, like I had that moment, like it was like,
it just came and it was shine down, like,
and yeah, for real, and it was like, it was like in that moment, I thought about everything that you know, I just wanted to do something with music. I wanted to do something with my community.
Right.
I remember watching Big Tigger growing up, Donnie Simpson. I remember, you know, watching Tigger, or you know, I was lucky because I grew up in an era where, you know what I'm saying. But I heard him. It was amazing because it was like he was on the radio, and then seeing him transition and doing TV and you know, seeing BT and WPGC at that time, and how all the superstars were doing both, and I was like, damn. I was like, I've always said like I wanted to be the next Big Tigger and all of that. So I went in the radio station one day. The program director of the college radio station was there, and I told her, I introduced myself. Her name is Shia. Big shout out to Shia. I always pick her up.
Shout out to Shia. Let's make sure that she get a
big shout out my girl.
Let's make sure Shia get a round of applause.
Hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm gonna do. She said, okay, well, if you're serious, come back tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And I'm gonna teach you some things. So I came back the next day.
Was you on time? Or was
7:55. I was there.
You
know what I'm saying? Listen, I sure was. And so she walked me in. She showed me some things. You know, showed me how to operate the machinery. She's like, "You think you got it?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." She said, "All right, good. You start your show tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
Literally, just like that. Like,
so you must have showed off.
I didn't. I literally just came in. I mean, I guess she felt my passion, my hunger, and
that drive.
And she gave me an opportunity. Literally, she was like, and I used that, and I didn't look back. From there, I got an, and it's so crazy. Like I said, full circle moment. Having that moment, then my first internship was with WPGC. So then I walk in the building once again, tell um, the uh, the director of the interns at the time what I wanted to do, because
Okay.
a lot of people come in, they don't really know what they want to do. They try to
don't.
fill it out.
Right,
I already knew. I was like, I want to be on air. I
How
want to
old
do
were you around this
programming.
time?
I was like 23,
Okay.
24.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I walked in. I told her this is what I want to do. So she put me in a programming side, and it was like literally, man. I just started working with everybody that I looked up to. So it was like, damn, yo, you are really sitting with the idols and the people that you grew up wanting to be like. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
I would start off with the home team, DJ Flex and Rain. Like I said, man, I literally like as an intern, man, they just had me sit literally in front of a phone, pick up the phone, take call requests. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so from there, I just had to work my way up and prove myself to them. So eventually, that allowed me to become a producer for them. Um, then Tigger came back, and like I said, my name was moving through the station, so
Okay.
eventually became Tigger's producer. And then I got, Tigger moved on and did some other things, and then my name still was moving, and they was looking for a new producer for the morning show. And Donnie Simpson gave me the blessing to be
Donnie.
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 So once again, everybody that I said I wanted to be like that, I wanted to. I mean, I literally just started saying that my idols were becoming my peers.
Yo,
Wow, that's dope. That's
You know what
dope.
I'm
that's
saying?
really
So,
dope.
So-
That's inspiration.
yeah. And it was
Yeah.
like, yo, like understanding that dreams really do come true.
Yes, they
like,
do.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
That's
they
awesome.
do.
And who would you say, like, out of all the stars that you have met, who would you say had like touched you the most, or had a profound impact on you?
Man, I
the
can't
most?
even. It's so many lessons, man. I never forget. Bruh,
Not to put anybody down.
No.
but somebody that just
I
stood
mean,
out
I
to you.
can't even. I can't
Yeah.
even say there's one.
Say two.
I would say, huh?
Say two.
No, I would say my most impactful one that meant the most to
Okay.
me. I got that chance to interview Maya Angelou.
Ooh.
Wow.
And you know what's crazy?
Wow.
I really believe I think I did the last interview she ever did before she died.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh,
Stop
that's-
playing.
Yeah, bro. No, I'm
that's
stuck
very
with that.
powerful.
Hold on, we're
Because-
gonna clap it up for that.
Yeah.
too.
yeah, because the way it happened too, like we were, she was sick, so like nobody expected she was doing a fundraiser for her schools, the Maya Angelou way, and so she came to this event, or you know, what I'm saying, she got out the hospital, she was strong enough, she came to the event, and it was wild because we was in the press room, and it was like they literally like everybody was there, and like everybody was like around her or whatever, and then like security cleared everybody out except for me and my cameraman.
Mm.
So I mean, literally, like why I don't know, but literally, they was like, everybody gotta go, everybody leave. I'm literally standing right there. It's just me and her in a room, and there was actually Guy Lambert was supposed to interview. Don't know where Guy was, and I literally was like, yo, just roll. And I just said, Dr. Angela, can I ask you 3 questions? She was like, sure.
Do you remember those 3
I
questions?
sure do.
Ooh.
And it's so wild because the interview's on YouTube, but I mean, literally what she says still translates to today. So first question I asked her was, because it was during the recession too, just asking her like, she's seen a lot of difficult times in the world, right? So I was like, yo, what, like, being that she's seen so many difficult times, like what is or like what's a piece of advice that she gives to people when going through those hard times? I asked her what was one of her most memorable moments, and then what was the second question? I don't know, but anyway, like everything she says though in that interview still relates to today, man. I mean,
Wow,
when I just
that's
say
fire.
Jim,
And they trying to put her on a coin too as well. Or is she on a coin? She's on a coin, right? She's on Maya Angelou. She has like a quarter or something.
I don't know.
She might does. We're gonna clap it up for her. Flow Express Flow
Flo,
Express.
what up?
He says, peace family. Stefan from BMore4Real checking. He said, checking in. Yeah, we appreciate you, Flow Express. He said,
Appreciate you.
Dennis
What
is
it
the GOAT, man.
is?
Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to go ahead and clap it up. Appreciate you, Flow Express. So, when you was on your path to DJing and everything, there are encounters that you meet like with the industry and that we'll get on later. But as far as my Angelo and other rappers, you have organizations that you actually are a part of as well that you do in the community outside of the entertainment that people don't see. Is that true?
Absolutely. Member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
Shout out to the Noops, yo.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a part of that. I do work with amazing scholarship foundation, the College Girl Foundation. My girl Jessica Brown. So what she does, she gets money and funding to take kids on college tours.
Okay.
So yeah, we do that. And that's so powerful because a lot of people, especially in our community, right? Sometimes we can't see outside of where we at, right? So we don't even understand that there's a whole nother world and a whole nother way of making it. So and on top of that, and then some kids is like, all right, cool, I want to go to college, but you ain't really gonna know what it feels like or what's the right school for you until you step on that college campus and you feel the vibe. And I feel like we're spiritual people, so like it's kind of like buying a house or anything else. Like it's certain things in life you can't say why you choose it, but you just feel it.
Right.
Yeah,
that's God's work.
Right.
That's God's work.
That part.
And what's the foundation again?
It's called the College Girl Foundation.
The College Girl Foundation.
Yeah.
So you're
and
part
how
of
can our
College Girl.
viewers look up the College Girls Foundation?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, you can Google that. Jessica Brown. So I do some things with her. Man, it's just so much, man. I'm just out here, man. Any way that I can give back.
We did a little research. There was a few other things about teens with HIV or
I did
organizations like that.
Yeah. I did a program. It's called Teens Against the Spread of AIDS. It's called TASA. Well, that's the acronym is TASA, and that's what it stood for.
TASA.
Yeah, but So what we would do was we would get educated about HIV, AIDS, STDs, all of that, and then we would kind of do like role play. So we would act out a scene, like we'll come up with a scenario. Let's just say me and you were dating, right? And then like we would act out whatever our problem was, and then we would freeze it, like it's like a freeze frame, right? And then we would have the audience break down what they saw, like what they heard the issues were, right?
Right.
And then the great part is we would then ask them, okay, like what do you think could be done differently?
Okay.
And then we would have them come up and role play and try to act out their idea of what they think could work. And then you would see in live time how certain things could go, or so it was pretty cool, man. So we used to go to the rec centers.
Definitely dope. That's
dope. It was a really, really dope content.
And I see that you're really passionate about it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Because, like I said, health is wealth. And I mean, just, it's just so many things in our community. And I don't think, for these kids, they don't see a lot of younger Black people coming back to talk to them. And it's kind of like, you see older people and then it's like, I can't relate, or you think they don't know what they're talking about. But, I've always wanted to be that one. And I say, man, if I can get a platform, or if I ever become something, the first thing I ever want to do is get back. I don't ever want to be that person, because I remember what it was sitting in the auditorium, and then you got somebody talking to you and it's like, yeah, you just not even connected.
Right.
So
you can't relate.
Yeah, at all. And it's not even just a relatability thing. I think sometimes people get in certain spaces and they forget what it was like to be that.
Where they came from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not even where they came from, but
Definitely.
Just what it was to be like a kid sitting there listening to somebody talking to you. It was like, in some type of way, it's like, I want to always be relatable. I always want to make sure that it's a way that, kids are like, dang, it's somebody out here that cares.
Right. Right.
Shout out to that, man. That's a conversation for another topic, another time. And sexuality and what they doing with their sexual preference. That's ultra important. But I guess
and it's so crazy too, because a lot of parents are afraid to talk to their kids about these things, and it's like, yo, young, it's going to happen.
Yes.
Like, we are here to reproduce. Like, you got to understand.
Why not have them informed from you than somebody else?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yo, the last thing you want is them to go out in the world and get the wrong information. So why not give them the right information?
Right.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Man. We're gonna go ahead and clap it up, man. BMore4Real. That's what we do. Man, make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button.
Yeah.
You know, we on our way to 1,000. We don't care what the subscribers look like right now. We on our way to 1,000.
Come on,
we can only do it if you hit that subscribe button. BMore4Real brought to you by way of Real Explosion. Just the realest conversations on the net, rated R for reality.
Woo!
So now, as we keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like we met at the basketball game,
yes, sir.
right? The celebrity basketball game. You was getting your hoops on.
Yeah.
How many points you scored that game though?
I ain't scored nothing, man.
It's crazy. I was busy doing so much that I didn't even get to see it for real. But
yeah, it was a lot going on. But no, it was a fun time for real, man.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to help one of our lady competitors score. So you know what I'm saying?
Lovely Mimi.
Yeah. We trying to get Mimi on the board. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mimi.
Shout out Mimi, man. We're gonna go ahead and give our applause as well. That was a very powerful event. Kyle put together that event as well. You know, shout out Kyle, shout out Tunnel Vision. Y'all already know.
What up, boy?
Chase Your Dreams Initiative.
Yep.
So when you were there, how important was it for you to be a part of like the gun violence prevention? Because that's just another strap under the belt.
Man, I mean, all pun intended. Nah, man, and that's another thing too, right? I mean, I've lost so many friends to gun violence. You know, sad thing, unfortunately, you know, growing in the inner city streets of DC in the early 80s and 90s, and DC at that time was the murder capital.
Right.
You know, so
right.
You know, and then I used to play in a band called Third Dimension Band, and one of our drummer got killed to gun violence. So you know, yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that, sad to say, it's like I've grown up around that. I'm so used to it, and it's like, when you look back, it's like, dang, young, you really grew up in a war zone. Like,
isn't that weird how that can become normal?
Yeah. That's not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
You know, from DC all the way up to Baltimore.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so crazy. I mean, that's what makes us all really connected as a culture, right? Because it's DC, it's Baltimore, it's New York, it's Philly, it's Memphis, it's you know real. What I'm saying, and it's in Miami. I mean,
Chicago, LA.
You know,
Kansas City. So, you know what I mean?
Put those guns down.
Oh man, it's so hard, man, because we say that, right? But it's like, we know it's bigger than that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're going to touch on a little bit.
We're so much bigger than that. So it's like,
in a little bit on our latest segment. This segment is more so just about you, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the things that you do for the community. Is there anything that you want to really get out to the people that you got going on that you want people to be aware of?
Yeah, man. I mean, one of the biggest things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out a way to help our music scene. So, you know, I have a production company called Good Vibes Entertainment, and we produce. I got a production team. So, you know, right now I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate through this crazy music scene. I mean, I know it's a art form that I believe, you know, this area is late to. Even Baltimore. Baltimore has some amazing artists.
Yes.
Shout out my brother Tate Cobain. Finally getting
Shout
his shine.
out
You know what I'm saying?
Who is he signed with right now?
I don't know if he's really signed. No, I don't know if he's signed.
Don't give me the line.
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot of writing for people. You know what I'm saying? So he getting somebody a lot. I mean, he does. He's on all over Nicki's new project.
Right.
You know, everybody.
I think I heard that's who he's with.
Hold on.
You gotta research that.
Yeah,
that's for another moment. Yeah,
Nicki.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think he's with her. But I mean,
they married.
Can our viewers research that?
Oh no, not like that, like that. Nah, he been like signed to. Yeah. But I'm not sure who he signed to, what his situation is. But man, it's so good to see him get his flowers, man. Man, I remember being there, Boss Man days.
Oh,
Ooh,
shout
I
out Boss
remember.
Yeah,
Man.
Shout out,
yeah,
That Law and
Boss
Order, man. Hold
Man.
on, we gonna go ahead and shout out Boss
Yes.
yeah,
Man,
man.
y'all. Man.
Sorry.
What's my man that's gone, man? Rest in peace.
Lord Scooter,
Nah, not Scooter. Before
President
Scooter.
Davo.
Devo.
You said
No,
before Scooter?
Jesus. Yeah,
Oh, you said
man.
before Scooter.
Um,
Baltimore or DC?
yeah, BMore.
And was an artist?
Yeah,
Before
dark
Scooter.
skin.
Before Scooter.
Yeah.
Two clocks. You talking about G Rock?
Nah.
Huh.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Oh,
We don't
man,
even
Oh,
know.
you say he was
comes
dark
up.
skin?
Yeah.
It's just
No,
so many.
that'll come
back
so
to me.
many.
Man.
Rest
Yeah,
in peace.
yeah.
Rest in
There's so
peace.
many that been
It'll come
lost.
to me,
Yes,
man.
yes,
That was
yes.
my
Been lost.
dude, man. Yeah, so like I said, I mean, just really just trying to help and put this entire area on because I feel like we're so talented, and I hate in these conversations that DC, Maryland, and Virginia is always skipped over. So
Right.
Right.
Definitely.
So much talent
Definitely.
here, and in between this tri-state area, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the talent that's produced on a talent level is astronomical, but a lot of times I think people end up with like a idle mind, and they say the idle mind is the devil playground, and that's how
Yes.
they
right,
end
right.
up doing the wrong
But
stuff.
you know what though, and this is where I tell us we got to give us even grace though. Is that
Yeah.
we late to the game, like what I'm saying. So we just learning how to not say get it right, but I mean it's a business, right? So it's a
Right.
business
Right.
first. So
Definitely.
we don't know how to play the game, we don't know the rules, and we're not going to be successful. So I think we just kind of like I mean the DC rap scene really is like all of like 17 years, like 17 19, like we're not even 20 years old. So like
Right.
Right.
we, it's just, because go-go was a thing in DC. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Be
Shout
more
out. Shut
Be
me
more had
down.
the club music,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People weren't trying to be rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a thing. So
Right.
we just learning how to really get into it. So it's
Right,
like
right,
when
right.
people be like, man, it's taking forever. It's like, nah, you just gotta understand, like, we new to this, so we got to learn all the rules to the game,
I
and
don't
we got to
think
get
we're
our
new to it. I think we aren't consistent enough.
that too. But I'm gonna say we new to it because I mean there are rules, right? Like we got to know about the business of like
Yeah,
how to get paid
definitely.
from it, how to get your residuals
Definitely.
and all of that. So like you can put out music all day, right? But it's at the end of the day, if it ain't making no money for you, then
What
what
are you
is it
doing?
doing?
What are you doing?
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Because
right.
it's people
Right.
that put out music. It's been amazing. You ain't reap the benefits of it,
Right.
and that way if you're not getting the money or you not reaping the benefits of it, and you can't now help your mans or you can't help your situation grow because I mean you're in a capitalist society, so it take money to
Yeah.
make money. So
True.
Yes,
So we
yes,
man, we just gonna
yes.
go ahead and get right into it, man.
let's
because-
go.
Let's get into
Because
it.
we've been bringing it up too much, man. The topic of the night is the current state of the music industry. And
Woo.
what better person to talk about it than you? We're not going to do anything to try to self-incriminate or anything like that. But, it's the topic of the night. And the current state of music industry, like you are saying, what does it really take for these artists to really get there from? What do you see?
I mean, it's exposure. But it's like, all right, now how do you get it right? And I'll be honest, I think the entire music scene as a
Okay.
whole, right? Nobody really knows. Like
No.
at this point, it's the wild, wild west. Like
Right.
how to, I feel like what has kind of hurt music is now everything is digital, right? So
Yes,
now
yes,
with the click of like you don't value music how you used to. Like you had to go to the store, you had to
Yeah.
get stand in line
What
at
was it
one
called?
point.
FYE?
Like you had to
It's called FYE. Right?
FYE,
Yeah.
Tower Records, you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Circuit
Yeah.
City, Best Buy,
Yup.
so that element of not physically touching an album or a CD, like now it's
Right.
like people think it's disposable, right? So it's like, oh yeah, all right, cool. I can just click download, listen to it when I want to listen to it. So people don't value it as much. You know what I'm saying? So starting there, I feel like that's what's a part of like hurting music as far as people cherishing it.
Right.
So as far as like how do you so now you take that element away. Now I can just drop a song whenever I want. All right, cool. So now you have so much of it, right? Now you're trying to filter through what's good, what's bad, what I want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like so people are over inundated with so much content and music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? It's like every tape, hey, I got a mixtape. Hey, listen to this. Hey, it's like at a certain point, you like, damn, I can't. I'm gonna burn out.
But I think a lot of questions that people will have is like, how does like music like Beyonce and all them, they keep getting played and circulated, and it's a whole bunch of tons of music that really is good that haven't been curated, I guess. Yeah.
So how can new artists stay relatable?
Yeah. That is the question. Yeah. And I wish that is the $1 million question.
Yes.
And record labels can't even answer that, right? Because now you don't have, so now with the censorship of like content and certain things like that, like there's really no platform for artists to like put their music out and be heard other than TikTok. Right. So now that's where everybody's going. Like that's why everybody's on the TikTok wave, right? Because
so everybody going to TikTok
right now, right?
TikTok is like a really big platform right now.
Yeah, like so yeah, I mean, with that being said, it's like, what other avenues do you have for discovery?
Right.
You can't, with YouTube and the licensing agreements and all of these different things, like I said, the business of it, right? So now that's now interfering with how do we put out music? How do we put out content that, people will gravitate to? And then, like you said, there's so much content now. It's like, now everybody's fighting for attention. Right. So now it's the battle of what's the most outrageous thing I can do to get your attention, right, to make you listen to my music,
right.
So how do you decipher through that?
That's another subject because, like we was at the gun violence prevention weekend, and then if we could tie that together, I mean, a lot of the music does promulgate, and it's the reason why those stereotypes perpetuate about the music and the culture. You know what I'm saying? How much do you think that the music and the culture is affected by the music and the entertainment like that?
I mean,
that's a good question.
I mean, I think hip hop was birthed out of controversy, right? So, it's an aggressive form of competition. It's a art form where it's, in a way, like we'll call it toxic, right? Like I mean, there's an element of toxic culture in hip hop, right? But I mean, that's what it was birthed out of, but there's so many different forms now, right? So it's like, I mean, there's a lot of great artists, there's a lot of great music. I guess it's just the discovery of like finding what it is you like, I say what is missing and what I feel is missing is the balance. Okay. I think,
what exactly is that balance?
Even we'll just go back to the early 90s, 80s, whatever. I feel like you had certain music that was party records. You had certain music that talked about raunchy stuff. But then you also had your consciousness, and it was a good balance of, okay, you get a little bit of everything. Now, like I said, it's about grabbing your attention. So what's the thing that I can play that's going to get your attention, that is going to make you be like, oh my God, why are they playing this? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for me, I feel like that's what's really missing more than anything else. It's just the balance of, just the different types of music that we hear on a consistent basis.
Right. We're going to go ahead and clap it up for that.
Yes,
definitely. We have some comments.
What up, though? Talk to us.
Let's go.
The Flow Express, he says this show is epic. We appreciate that, man.
Thank you. Shout out Flow Express.
Lou Abel, my brother Lou Abel, he said it's a difference between wanting to be relevant to the masses than catering to your own audience. So again, he said it's the difference between wanting to be relevant to the masses than catering to your own audience, and he put the emphasis on your shout out Lou Abel, man. Shout out you guys, man. BMore Pod in the house. He said, hello family, what's up, BMore Pod?
What's up, BMore
Pod? Lou Abel said hip hop saved a lot of lives.
Oh, yes, for sure. Definitely did. It's definitely saved lives. It made people millionaires. It's changed people's family and generational wealth. It's done a lot. So with that being said, I kind of want to piggyback off what Lou said, right? Because also when I talk to artists, I say, what type of artist do you want to be? Right. Because you got to know that, because just because you're not mainstream, there are a lot of artists that are touring, that are making a lot of money, man. And like I said, it just goes back to understanding what type of lifestyle do you want to have, right? Do you want to be a mainstream artist where you are in front of the masses and you want to be part of this big machine, right? So there's certain things you got to do for that, as far as like, and I'm gonna be honest, if that's what you want, yeah, you need to sign to a label, because they have certain systems, they have money, they have resources, they got the things that are going to do that. Now, if you want to just do the type of music you like, you love, whatever, right, there is an audience for that. And how do you market to that? How do you cater to that? Ryan Leslie said it best, man. Like, literally, everybody thinks you need a whole bunch. Literally, man, if you think about it, you probably just need 3,000 fans. 3,000 fans can change your life for forever.
That's it.
If you got them locked in and they support everything you do, man, 3,000 people. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to know, like, and when you go out there, if you're an artist, and I say, man, literally, man, one fan at a time.
A lot of people don't think that 3,000 is a lot, and that's only due to the social media impact.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, do you understand? Like, let's just do simple math.
Right.
If we do 3,000 at what? $10?
$10.
That's $30,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's like,
put me in the game, coach.
Hey, and just think about that. If you getting that on a monthly basis, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people not even making $2,000, $4,000 in a month. So if you making $10,000, $15,000 a month, you in there. Like, you doing all right. So it's like I said, it's what type of artist or what type of money you really try and make. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do this rap thing and you could be making six figures. Like, that's good. Consistency is key.
So let me ask you. I don't know if it's appropriate to ask you. So let me know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm trying to be the people's voice here. So you work for the radio station and you play songs. So how does these songs get played over these songs? Like, how do they give you a playlist or
that you gotta play from? I mean, look, it was at one point in time, the DJ or the radio personality had the opportunity to pick and select certain songs. As you know, corporations and things get involved. Things change, so we have what's called a program director.
And that data comes in.
That data comes in, and they looking at certain things, and they looking at numbers, and they select what they feel is going to be best for their audience and their vision of the direction of what the radio station.
So you pick from basically a company curated list. Would that be appropriate?
Something like that. I mean, I'm gonna just say like this: you're competing with these record labels that have budgets,
right?
So you know what I'm saying. Like, you got to understand, you coming in as an artist, this is what you're competing with,
so
and you have to understand, right? So the way, and this is why I say understanding the business, right? Why do you hear a song constantly? Like, why are you hearing this song constantly? It's programming, but also every time that song is played, they're getting paid for it, right?
For and
it's not much, right? We'll just say, 50 cents a spin.
That was like an moment for me.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so if my record's getting played 40 times on one radio station, that's why you hear it on so that's why so that's how the money is made. So that's why you're constantly hearing like, dog, why am I hearing this? They get paid based on how many times their record's being played in rotation. So you're fighting for said amount of spots. You only have in a day, really 30 to 50 spots. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that's still, you want to hear the classics, so you got to throw those in there. But the newer records, like, in order for them to get paid, they they need their song played on the hour every hour. So
Right.
as an artist, you know what I'm saying, and being that if you want that, so you got to understand like that's what's going to happen, and that's the machine that you're fighting, and that's
Right,
how
right,
an
right.
artist getting paid, and these people that you see that are superstars and mega superstars, that's how they get their money. Their song got to be, and that's across the country, right? Because it's how many
Yeah.
radio stations. So I mean, like I said, money adds up, right? Pennies.
Right.
Right.
I tell people pennies add up. Like
They
so
sure do.
pennies eventually get to $1. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
And you know what's
right.
crazy?
so you
I heard
thinking
a-
like
I heard a
50
rich
cent?
person say that poor people look at pennies and they throw them away on the street.
Yeah.
Right.
The rich people actually get paid pennies on a dollar. They got a business and
Yeah.
they own the business, but they only
And-
getting paid pennies on a dollar. They getting 10 or 15 cents off a dollar per transaction,
And
that's how they get paid.
and that's how the stock market works, right? So that's how they do. They literally say, "What's the most I can get out of $1?" And that's so if I'm getting 60 cents out of $1, oh, I'm really winning. You know what I'm saying?
Big up.
Exactly.
You up big.
You up big, right?
Yeah.
Because 60 cents. You know what I'm saying? If that Jones
It's more than half.
120, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine if
More
you
than
had
half,
60 cents in
exactly.
stocks. You the owner,
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
You be
So
majority owner. That's how it works in the stocks. Yep.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
So
You ain't never lie, big brother.
so
We're gonna go ahead and
it-
clap it up for that as
Hey.
well. Let's go ahead and clap it up. She said, "Hey family, what's up, my
Hey,
man? What up,
Lou?
Lou? Lou Abel." He said the engine behind the artist. So we're gonna go ahead and clap
Yeah.
it up with you guys, man. We appreciate. Man. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, Uncle Wayne, he's doing this thing. I know y'all notice he's not here, but his campaign is in full effect. It's in full swing. So make sure y'all vote for Uncle Wayne for mayor of Baltimore City, man. It's getting hot. It's getting heated. Make your vote count. That's a co-host.
like that.
We'd have wished that you was here because
I like that.
see, look, we don't like to just talk about it. Be More For
Yeah.
Real is actually on foot. You saw us out there on
Yeah.
foot and the gun violence prevention. So we're
Yep.
actually active in the community, doing a lot of things. And one of the things is actually trying to change, the politics and stuff like that within the community. So our co-host Uncle Wayne is running for mayor of
I love
Baltimore
it.
City. And shout out Uncle Wayne. He's not.
You know what I love about BMore too, man? I've loved the shift of seeing younger people getting into politics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna go
The
ahead.
mayor
and
I
talk
got
about-
now,
Brandon Scott.
yeah. See how young he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the fact that people are jumping into it. Like I know that's not my strength, but you know what I'm saying? Like to see that you have a city where it's young people like, nah, man, like we gotta get into this game early because that's gonna dictate how we can help these communities and change
Right,
certain things. So like
definitely.
I love it, man. Like that's
Yeah,
dope.
we wish
That's dope.
we wish Uncle Wayne could be here with us. He got other engagements, other endeavors.
Nice.
He'll probably be with us in like a next few weeks or so. But he'll be with us. We still running the campaign. The show still goes on. Make sure you go out there and vote. If you're a Baltimore
Yes.
City resident, go ahead and vote.
I love
vote.
that. I love that.
It's
Yes.
not just Brandon Scott. It is not just Sheila Dixon that's on the ballot. There are other candidates, and we are endorsing Uncle Wayne for mayor of Baltimore City. We gotta clap it up for that.
Now
as
I'm
well.
gonna say this though, right? Since we want to subject the politics, now, I think that's the politics and what I do hate and what I see there is a lack of is like how they get the information out to the people that really need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's like so it's like you say it's other candidates, right?
Right.
But it's
Right.
like how I mean, other than you gotta raise money, you gotta push it, promotion, all that other stuff though. But there's certain things like certain bills that are passed and things like that, and it's like the people that it's supposed to affect and
I
help.
don't mean to cut you off, but that's kind of like the music industry.
Yeah,
You know,
if
we
y'all
can tie
look,
this shit
right,
together,
right.
And that's what I mean. They're basically controlling what people hear. And
Right,
that's basically
right.
what our platform is here to combat. You know what I'm saying? Because while people are being programmed, we're deprogramming people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always programming, even on TV, it's paid programming. They might not call it that anymore, but it's
Yeah.
still programming. So this program is made to deprogram you, if that makes any sense at all.
I
You
got
know what I
you.
mean? Shout
That's
out to
dope.
Be More
That's
For
dope.
Real. Shout out to
Shout
Be
it
More For Real.
out.
We got some more comments. Be More Pod. Listen, where is Uncle Wayne? Uncle Wayne is on a leave of absence. He's still taking care of his campaign. Is getting to the nitty gritty. The primaries May 16th. So it's pressing. It's full court pressure on that. He'll be back with us soon. Bobby B. He said, "Hey, Bobby B in the house. What it do, Bobby B? Man, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Definitely. Lou Abel. Again, my brother said artists need to be involved in politics. It's important to care for the community. We're going to go ahead and clap it up for that.
That's a good one. No, for real.
Well, what we see a lot of times, and we're still on the state of the music industry, what we see is a lot of times is people that are entertainers, musicians, athletes and stuff like that.
Right.
It's kind of sort of like they get shunned for their opinion in politics as
Right.
if their vote doesn't matter or they don't have a vote. And I'm not going to say that's a particular group of people, but I will say that the media is responsible for a lot of that. And that's why, like I said, we control our media. This is not radio. We can cuss if we want to. We can say what we want to. So that's why you got to make sure you subscribe to, and so we can keep on making this content as well.
Yes. So
but, that's the correlation between the whole industry. It's like it's being controlled, and they like letting certain people win and not letting people win. We thank God that you made it, and we hope that that the Most High blessings continue to rain upon you as well. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we say that for the record. We want to make sure that you continue to prosper. You know what I'm saying? But we want you to give us as much knowledge as you can about the game. You know what I'm saying? Put us on game, man.
But I mean, we see it though, right? Because I mean, look at LeBron James. They just want him to shut up and dribble. And then what he do? Like, he turned that into something and he started barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how I'll say this. We do have to do a better job of continuing to search for the truth, right? Because I feel like now we're in a state where, man, people don't even care about the truth. It's just kind of like, as soon as they hear the headline, oh, that's true. You know, like it used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now I feel like it's guilty until proven innocent.
Woo! I say that. I say that a lot too.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's what we gotta do. But man, like we as a people, as a community, like we have to. As soon as we hear something, we see the headline on Instagram, whatever, social media, it's like, oh yeah, that's true. Like, we got to get back to let's get back to the facts, because that's where things really become.
We got to get back
dangerous.
to being more self-aware.
That too. Yeah. I like that. That's very important.
And educated, because I saw something and I forgot who was talking about it, but they was like, this person was like, yo, I need to own my masters. I need own my masters. He was like, okay, what you gonna do with it?
Right.
And I was like,
yeah.
See, because a lot of people would talk about owning their masters and all that stuff, and they like, okay, well, you can own your masters, but what you going to do with them?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Don't
so I'm like,
it.
and you, back down in the music industry, I was like, look, because I make music too, so a lot of y'all may or may not know that I do make music as well. Y'all can follow me on any and all platforms, OMG Danny or what have you. But that's the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like committing felonies with misdemeanor money. It's like you can't really. It's like you can't really argue the judge.
That was big.
You know what I'm
saying? That was a bar. That was a bar for real.
What is it like for you though? What can you tell the people?
I mean, once again, like I said, going back to knowing self, knowing what it is you want to do, right? Like you as an artist, like you gotta know the business of it. Like you can own your masters. What you gonna do with it? You know, what are your masters worth? You know, so I mean that's with anything. Like I think you say you want something, but you got to know what comes with everything that you asking for. Yeah, you got to work hard for it, but you also got to know there's certain things that come with certain things that you ask for. So you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right?
Absolutely.
So
I like that.
You know, you got to know what's the roles, the responsibilities, and like I said, it's a constant search of knowledge. Like we don't know it all. You know, don't act like you know it all, but you want to surround yourself. Hopefully, you'll be blessed with.
Always be willing to learn.
That part.
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and
man, and that's where a lot of people go wrong, right? Yeah. You think you get to a certain age, space, and you think you know it all, right? Like, so for me, right, like I could be like, oh, I'm on the radio and you know what I'm saying, I'm doing this and that, but like me being here with y'all, like I'm learning, like you know what I'm saying, knowing you can go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram all at the same time with a click of a button, you know what I'm saying? That's fire, you know what I'm saying? Like so I mean, like I said, this is just little gems and little things. never be in a space where you ever think that there's something you can't learn from somebody
Right.
or you can't be coachable, right? Because that's
Right.
another thing. People don't want to work with nobody that if I'm telling you or I'm trying to give you game and I'm trying to give you information, you're like, yeah, all right, woo, woo, woo. Like, then what's the point of me talking? Like,
That's a waste of breath.
wait for his breath. Like, brick walls don't talk back. So, like, where am I?
Ooh.
That is so funny you said that.
What am I doing? What are we really
Right.
doing?
We was at that gun violence prevention thing, and Shag and Flash, the dancers from Baltimore, Uncle Grandpa, and all them, they showed up. And one thing that Shag had said, he was like, he's always willing to learn. He was like, he always listened to people because you never know what people had to offer. You feel what I'm saying? And we have a stigma in society where though sometimes people don't think that you can get rich from listening to the broke people. I think that you absolutely can. I think you can get rich from learning from broke people by learning not to do the decisions that they say because they already did it for you.
Yes.
So they got the saying for that already that says that a good person learns from their own mistakes, but a great person learns from somebody else's mistakes.
Absolutely, man. That's
Shout
so
out
real.
to
That's so real.
Danny.
I don't believe, right? Like, you can learn from other people's mistakes. Like, if I see that you hit a pothole, why do I need to hit that same pothole?
Right.
Like, but if you tell me, like, hey, look, man, like you said, when I was coming up, hey, look, if you come up this hill, this junk gonna humble you. So I can be like, why am I going to risk driving my car over this whatever said thing that you told me to avoid?
Yep. That's a real story, by the way.
Yes,
I said, look, bro, when you come up here, it's a mean bump in the road, and if you hit it the wrong way, it will humble you. So just
that
be
part.
slow.
So why am I not going to listen? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, after you did it, you seen somebody do it. So I don't want to go through the situation of hitting a pothole and whatever, and then my car's messed up. So
yeah, you know how these city streets are.
So
yeah, man, for real, man. Let's go ahead and read through these comments. Sorry, guys, we trying to catch up with you guys. We having a good conversation.
Yes.
Lou Abel, he says relationships go a long way for real. So that's another thing. My mother used to always say a lot of times it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yes.
How much you think that plays an impact on the music industry?
Absolutely, that's major, man. They say your net worth is your network is your net worth.
Ooh.
So,
man. And this is why I honestly believe, like, and I've always lived by the motto of I don't shit on nobody.
No,
like,
right.
Because that same person that came to you, like you know what I'm saying, came to me, yo, Aladdin, come sit on my podcast and do this with me. Yeah, I could have been like, man, yeah, all right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could have been just nasty and be like, man, I don't want to go, like, you know how people be like, I don't want to go on their little podcast or, you know what I'm saying? Like, people say stuff like, I'm just choosing, nah, but you know how people be saying that, like, trying to shun you, like, you doing little things or that's beneath you, right? Right. You know what I'm saying? Now you're in a position. Know how you got there. Well, not even that though, right? But now you're in a position where now you could do something to elevate me, right? But now because I shitted on you,
that's that pay it forward.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, right? Because at a point in time where you was like, yo, just come on, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna help get viewerships up, whatever, right? And I'm just up here on some show love shit, right? Like, you know, and now you're in a position where it's like, oh yeah, I remember him when he. You know what I'm saying? Was just off some humble. Like, I literally just asked him to come up on the podcast, and it was on some. I bet I was there. Like, no questions asked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gonna remember that. So that's why I say never shit on somebody because you never know how they're gonna elevate and how in the future they can help you.
Oh, look how
comments, Lou Abel said he is talking. He talking. The Flow Express, the FLO Express said spitting darts, fam. You already know.
Yeah, man.
B-More Paul said, are you? Excuse me. He said, are you for hire or do you just work for the radio?
So yes, I own my own companies. I have my own businesses.
Okay.
So
shout out your businesses one time
absolutely.
For the one time.
So I do it's called Whole New World Entertainment. So that's kind of like what I do from like my speaking engagements.
Okay.
I do stuff in the community, and I got Good Vibes Entertainment. So all my music stuff, DJ, music producing, all of that. So, absolutely. But yeah, no, man, it's definitely like I said, man, I'm always a believer of owning and being in charge of self, right? Because I've always just kind of looked at things like I don't want. At the end of the day, I got to be self-sustainable. So, like, at the end of the day, what's better than being your own boss? Because
Right.
then who can fire you but you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know
Exactly.
my work ethic. I know,
Exactly.
what it is that I bring to the table, how hard I'm willing to work. Know your worth. That was one of the biggest lessons Donnie Simpson always said, man. Just know your worth and know how, like I said, it's all business, man. So everything, you got to know your tax write-offs, all of that. Like everything you do is business. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Going out to
everything.
eat, going out to drink, going out to, do podcasts, everything,
Right.
gas, mileage, all of that. So, understanding that, and just like I said, man, like at any point in time, the radio station could be like, all right, thank you, we don't need you no more, right?
Yeah.
So then what do you do?
Right. Did
So
you have a plan?
you said what?
I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
in general, like you know how people go out there and they expect to accomplish one thing, and then when that all fails, did you have a plan? A backup plan?
I don't, man. I'm gonna be honest, man.
Or you was walking vicarious through life at that time.
Yes and no. Well, I say like so. Radio was like my plan A, and then it was like I knew. So the way that I approached it was, I was like,
Okay.
let me walk through this door, and I'm gonna allow this door to open up all
Okay.
the other doors
Gotcha.
for everything
So you
else that I
walk by
want to
faith
do.
and not by sight.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna share this. I told this story like for the first time. I
Okay.
was talking to some kids, and I don't know, some God put it on my heart. But with you saying that, talking about how I got here, right? When I graduated from college, I was offered two jobs at the same time. I was offered a job doing Homeland Security, something I ain't know nothing about, something I ain't had no interest in. But coming out of college, they were offering me $60,000 a year,
Okay.
right?
Woo!
Right now, that's
Straight
good
out of
money.
college.
Straight out of college,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's good
saying? Like
money.
that's good money, right?
That's good money.
At the same time, the radio station offered me a job at $8 an hour.
Okay.
So I was, and this is where I'm saying, right? This is where walking by faith, not by sight. Also believing in yourself, and then understanding what it is you want, what makes you happy, right?
Taking that jump.
Exactly. So I was, and these are things that I learned in life that nobody can tell you the right answer, right? Like
Right.
literally, you got to make that decision, right? So I was in a position was like, all right. So at first I was like, can I make both of this work? Well, the job was in Woodbridge, Virginia. So literally, I would have to drive an hour out there. By the time I get off, it would be like 5, 6 o'clock, and the show that I was working on started at 6 o'clock. So
Okay.
I would have to drive all the way to. So literally, it was no way I could do both. So it was
Right.
literally like, all right, what you gonna do? You gonna chase money, or you gonna chase your
that
dream?
Right, right.
You know what I'm
Chose the
saying?
dream.
Right.
And then I wouldn't
And
be
look where
here.
it got
And
you.
exactly, you get what I'm
Right,
saying? So it's
right.
like, you gotta know yourself, and you gotta
Right.
really listen to that inner spirit and know,
You gotta
like, yo,
believe in
you gotta
yourself. Invest
believe
in you.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I could do this and I could make money or whatever, but am I really gonna be happy doing that?
Right.
So I was like, nah, I'm gonna
Right,
take
right.
the gamble, and the way my life was set up at the time, it was like I had the space and the opportunity to take that leap of faith, and I did it, man. And I ain't never, like I said, once I started this radio thing, I never looked back. And once that opportunity presented itself, and that's a hard decision, man. Like you looking at, but I always told myself, I said, man, I mean, money doesn't. Everybody loves money, right? But it was like
Right.
money don't really move me. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Right,
like,
right, right.
so let me move off
Say
of the
it
fact,
again.
man, listen, if you chasing money, like, and that's what I said to myself. I said, yo, if I really go in here and I do what I'm supposed to do, I know the money will come. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's what I did, man. I went and I chased my dreams, and here I am,
And I'm glad
almost
you did
20
that.
years old. In his career, and like, and that's another thing, right? People don't understand like longevity and like how hard it is
Yes,
to.
yes.
Yeah, it's cool to get in the
Everybody
game.
want everything handed to them.
That part, right?
Right.
But it's like, but on top of that, once you get in the game,
Yep.
how do you stay in the game?
Yes.
You know that,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
the
Because
favorite
I've seen the revolving door. I've seen artists come, I've seen artists go.
Right.
I've seen personalities come, I've seen personalities go,
Yep.
and I'm still here.
And you know,
what I'm
they,
saying?
that's
So-
what they say too. They say, anybody can be number one, but everybody can't stay number
number
one.
Yeah,
They were
nah,
talking about
for
that
real.
about 50 Cent on 106 in Park, because he was like held the number one spot for like 6 weeks, back in the 106 in Park, AJ
yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
I forgot what song it was, but that's what they was talking
Yeah,
about.
he held it for a long
Anybody
time.
can be
Yeah,
number
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At a
Yeah.
certain point, but it's maintaining that top spot.
Maintaining,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's what it's all
Shit,
about.
even
you know?
when it come down to money, you can make money. How much can you keep though?
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like, I mean, you know, you can have $1 million, but then if you look up 2 years later and you ain't got nothing, then what did you really do?
What did
Right.
you do?
You know, so
You got half
I
a
mean,
million
that's-
dollars, but a quarter, $750 million in debt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
you
now
know what I'm
you
saying? Like,
250
yeah.
behind. You
right,
feel me?
right.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about rich people. That a lot of them operate from a debt standpoint too, which is how they go bankrupt and things of that nature. It's not.
But once again, that's also knowing the game too, though, right? Because once this is where you got to understand, like, you as an individual and your business are separate. So that's why, you know, whatever happens with the business doesn't affect you personally.
Ooh.
Right, right.
You know, so like when all bankruptcy is a asking the bank for a forgiveness for your debts, and you
Right.
start over. And once they grant you that, you don't have to really, your company doesn't have to fold. Like, you can build it back up, but it's literally saying,
And you can also file bankruptcy personal too.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But you know what I'm saying? But this is why they do it. They separate,
Right.
and they put a lot of things in their business, and they put their business name, and they do all these things under their business because it don't affect them personally.
Right.
And they can't touch your personal. Only thing they can do is they go through all the you know what I'm saying? The things that you did for the business,
Right.
All right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they hit a certain point, like, all right, you 250,000 in debt. All right, we forget that. You at zero, and you can start over again.
Right.
So
Right,
it's
right,
all
right.
strategy, man. But that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like, knowledge is power, and this is the things that we gotta teach each other. And we think we hear certain things, and bankruptcy is actually sometimes not a bad thing. It's just a reset.
Yes.
So
Everybody
that's deep.
deserves
That's
a
deep.
reset.
yeah,
And that's good information.
everybody deserves it. Come on with it, absolutely.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Also, you know, this is our podcast. You know, we kind of do some research. We saw that you were a part of the podcast, but then we kept seeing a whole bunch of other podcasts.
Yeah. I've been
black
part of so much.
podcasts.
Can you tell our viewers exactly which one it is so that they can join in?
Well, I'm not
tell us about the
anymore.
platform?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was doing this joint called Adverse Reaction. That joint was pretty dope. So it was kind of like this. We talked like politics, just current, you know what I'm saying, black events. That was dope. I was part of that. What other jokes did I do? I don't know, man.
So you did a lot of them.
I mean, I was like guest on them, but I ain't have
Right.
like
Did
my
you enjoy
own.
it?
I did. For myself though, it's like I know how much work this is.
Right.
So I'm just at a point in my career, like taking the time and like being fully dedicated to my own is just like a little challenging for me. But as far as being a guest and like being a part of certain ones, yeah, nah, for sure, I love
Right.
it. You
Yeah,
know what
for
I'm saying?
sure, for
Because
sure.
I'm actually on the opposite side, right? I'm always the one asking the questions. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right,
So
right.
it feels good to be the person, like knowing I have so much knowledge and
Okay.
so many things like
That
that I
was my
can
next
give.
question.
Yeah,
You
know.
just started the show today, man. You just started the show for real,
Yes,
man.
you were.
For real. You do a lot of things. See, a lot of people only know you for your music, but that's what we were trying to get across. You do a lot of things. You're at a gun violence prevention.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have your organization, the College Foundation that you partner with. I mean, it's a lot more to you than just being
Yeah.
a DJ.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for
That's
sure.
what we want to get to the people. But, you know, we only got a couple minutes before we leave. You know, is there anything that you want the people to know before we leave that you just
I mean,
wanna
that's
tell
it,
the people?
man. I mean, just look. I just keep telling people, man, just continue to grow. You know, continue to elevate. You know, I'm just all about positivity. So, like,
Yes.
as long as I'm doing certain things to make sure I get back, help my community, you know, and you can do the same. Like, it ain't gotta be nothing major, man. But just like, you know, I think as much as we can, we got to get back to being a village, right? Because I feel like the black community, we're disconnected in a way where it's just like we can't agree on nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's like,
right.
Nothing.
yo, it's
But
just
it's
like
okay to disagree.
it's okay to disagree.
It
Like,
absolutely is.
but at a certain point, though, right? We have to come together and be like, all right, look, whether I disagree or not, we feel like this way is going to be the best for
We
the
need a
movement.
mutual understanding.
A mutual understanding, and look, we moving this way for the culture, for the people, right?
Right.
Right.
And so at a certain
Right.
point, like, we got to make that decision, and
Mhm.
what's that going to look like? You know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, and here's the other thing too. Like, I mean, I just think about how dope we are as a people. So it's like, at what point do we understand? Like, the more we work together and it's stopped against each other, whether we disagree or not.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna progress. Like,
The more
don't
we get
nobody give a
accomplished.
fuck about us but us. So, like, at some point, we got to take it on ourselves. And, you know, I think a big thing that's missing is just accountability, right? So, like, we need to just continue to hold each other accountable for the good, the bad, the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need nobody else to tell us this is right,
You
wrong.
sound like you watched a couple of our episodes.
Hey, you know, I do my homework too. You know what I'm saying?
BMore for real. We like that. We like that.
I do my research too.
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah, man. But I mean, that's really what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So, but in that, you know, let's continue to have fun, but let's get back to substance. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with our music, all of that shit. Like, at certain points, man, we got to be like, all right, look, I understand we doing this, but like, nah, like, you know, like, I'm not against nothing what the female rappers are doing. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, it's got to be more substance than just the sex thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because women, and you know, as a black woman, y'all got so many stories and y'all go through so much. And it's so much that I feel like y'all could offer and give to the game as far as like lyricism and storytelling and all of that.
Ain't that the truth?
But the consumers gotta buy it and we gotta support it, you know, like, because you only gonna do what's gonna make you money, right? So if I know talking about popping, shaking, this, that, and the third is gonna make me money, then I'm gonna do that. Like, if that's what the people buy.
So can you agree with me on this? Are women strong?
Oh, the strongest things in the world.
Thank you.
Come on, man. What? That's why ain't nothing sexier than a black woman. Like, the strength that you guys embody, the magic power that you guys have. You know, y'all nurturing spirit, and you know, I mean, we ain't really jump on a relationship thing, but it's like that's what I want to see get back to.
We're gonna say that for another day.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just a little. So
you coming back?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's just like, I mean, women gotta get back to that, like nurturing your men and uplifting them. And I understand it's some crazy dudes out here that's doing wild shit, but
some crazy women
too. But like I said, accountability. We gotta start. You know that ain't right. Like, come on, Slim, tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta get back to that.
For sure. We appreciate you for coming by. Hey, the Flow Express, he said, I say the same thing all the time to the kids, how to learn from other people's mistakes. He said that earlier. Sorry for not getting to your comment, but you know, we appreciate all our streamers. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It's BMore4Real. Brought to you by way of real explosion, man. Smash that like button. Make sure you go ahead and share it with us. I'm your co-host, OMG Danny.
And I'm BMore4Real.
We got our guy, Aladdin the Prince in the building, man. Can you tell them where they can find you at?
Absolutely, man. All social media at Aladdin the Prince, Aladdin D.A. Prince, all one word. Hit the follow button. Be glad to follow you back. YouTube channel. Man, got all my interviews on there, man. So many dope things I've done, so many artists I've broken, you know what I'm saying? So go on there, check it out, man. Some great content on there for you, for real.
And hopefully
check
we can come through and you can
for sure. We can definitely do that. Definitely do that, man.
Check them out.
Yeah, man, continue to support my BMore4Real family, man. They doing big things. I love the
BMore4Real. Make sure you keep it locked with them fours up, man. Them fours. BMore4Real, man. You know this not just a podcast, it's a lifestyle. Get your weekly dose of reality. We'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye.
Oh.